Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I have these new Ohuhu paper-friendly markers. Ohuhu did send these to me and I'm really excited to share these with all of you. These have only been out for a couple months now. I believe they're called the Ohuhu Poupée color markers. They are a water-based ink, vibrant colors, paper durability ensured, and non-toxic. It says 60 colors, but that is actually 59 colors and one colorless blender. So you do get your colorless blender in here. They are a brush tip and the other side is a fine liner. And I'm really excited about these because they are supposed to be an upgraded water-based ink to where you can lay down layer after layer and experience no pilling of your paper. If you're familiar with water-based markers and you've used them before in your coloring books, you know that once you lay down too much of the ink in your coloring books, your paper will start to have that peeling effect where you see like the little pieces of paper that start coming up. And it's not fun because if you have spent a whole lot of time on a coloring page and that happens, it can be extremely aggravating. So I'm really excited to try these out today. We are going to take a look at the markers. We're going to swatch out all the colors and I'm going to test them out in a coloring book. So already you will notice that they do come in this really nice case that says Ohuhu Poupée color markers, 60 colors. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what we get. Look at all of the colors we get. Oh, I'm so excited about these. So as you can see, this side does flip out and then you could flip it back in. And then this side over here just lays flat and it's the one layer. And then your colorless blender is over here on this side. Okay, so they do give you this swatch chart with all of the colors shown. Of course, as with most markers or even colored pencils or whatever art medium you're using, this digital image of the colors is not always exact to what you're going to see come out of the marker. So they do also give you a swatch chart, and we are going to use this to go ahead and swatch the colors out after we take a look at the markers. And I'm already noticing these beautiful, bright, vibrant colors. Look at these fluorescent colors. I'm really excited to see what those actually look like once we lay them down on the paper. But the markers do have white barrels with black writing. You can see on this side that you have a fine liner. And then over here on this side is the brush tip. So this is a closer look at the brush tip. And then here's what the other side looks like. This is the fine liner side. So the colors do all have a number and then they have a name. This is the fluorescent orange, conforms to ASTM D4236. I believe that just means that these are non-toxic and safe for children as well. So I say we go ahead and get the colors swatched out so that we could see what colors are actually in this set. I do love that all of the colors have the names and the numbers. So you will notice on the swatch chart, the names and the numbers that coordinate with the names and the numbers on the markers are also on here. And all of these markers are in here according to how they are listed out on the swatch chart. So this is the color I really wanted to see. Oh wow, look at that fluorescent orange. That is beautiful. And then next we have a fluorescent pink. So let's see what this one looks like. Is it called fluorescent pink? It is called fluorescent pink. Oh, these colors are so pretty. And I'm really liking already how they're laying down onto the paper. This paper here does have quite a bit of tooth. It's not a smooth paper as you would generally use when you're using markers. Oh, look at these gorgeous pale pinks. This one and this one, those are super pretty. And we have another pink, vivid pink. Oh, that's gorgeous. And now we're getting into, this may be a purpley pink. It's called Bold Mauve. That's really pretty. And I believe the next one is the same, just a little bit darker. Vivid purple. I'm trying to make sure I'm laying the right colors in the right place on the swatch chart. I don't want to mess it up. And now we're getting into some purples. This one is light violet. This looks like a purplish red, and it is. I would say that the colors on the caps of the marker are pretty close to what they look like once they lay down on the paper. This one is called Clematis. So yeah, look at that, it's fairly close. And this is a darker purple, really pretty color. Okay, we're still in the purples, and then we're gonna be getting into the blues. Oh, look at that really pretty light blue. A brighter blue, and now we have a darker blue. These are more like a teal. Oh yeah, that's pretty. We have a really good variety of colors in this set so far. And lots of great colors from each color family. Another blue. Lots of different shades of blue. We had our teal blues and then our blues. Now we're going into our greens. This one's called Bud Green. Super bright and vibrant, a yellowish green. And then this next one is a yellowish green too. It looks like it might just be a tad bit darker than the other one, same undertone. Super pretty. All of these are pretty much the same, they just have different values of the color. Am I the only one that thinks it is super relaxing to swatch out your colored pencils or markers or whatever it is you're swatching? It's just so super relaxing to do. Although, if I had a huge set of pencils, like over 300, I don't know how relaxing that would be. That would take a long time. I don't think I actually have any sets that big though. I do have the Ohuhu alcohol markers, which the set is that big, and that did take me quite a while. Look at all these pretty colors. I have actually been using markers a whole lot more lately. If you saw my last video where I shared those comfy and cozy coloring books, I have been coloring in those all throughout the holidays ever since I got them, the whole weekend. They are so fun, learning all different kinds of patterns and things and different special techniques to do with my markers. It's been so fun. So now we're getting into the grays, and we have quite a few grays in here. And just like I do with my colored pencils, or I've showed you in some of the tutorials that I've done, I have been using my grays with my alcohol markers to do a lot of shading and add a little bit more dimension on my coloring pages, and it's working really well. But that's what I use the grays for. So it's always great to have a good variety of grays so that you've got plenty of cool tones and then warm tones so that you can use it with your other warm or cool colors. And then we have our black. And then that is a space for the colorist blender, and we're not going to fill that in. So here's all the colors all swatched out. You do get quite a few yellows. You get a few oranges. You get a really good variety of yellows and oranges for a set that only has 60 in it. We do get a lot of pinks. And what really is surprising to me is that we actually get 3 reds in this set of only 60. Reds are usually hard to come by, and like you usually get like 1 or 2, but in this set of only 60 colors we're actually getting 3, and they are different from one another. These do seem to have the same undertone, but this one's a little bit darker than this one, and then this one's really bright and vibrant and pretty. And then we get lots of pinks. We get our purpley tones of pink, a lighter pink, a darker pink. So we do get 4 different shades of purple, which is nice, and then we get a few blues. We do get a really good variety of blues. We get quite a lot of greens. Again, all with different undertones. We get our more grassy greens, so we get the greens that have more yellow in them. We do get one green that has more of an olive tone to it, a couple more greens here, and then we get our beigey colors. This one has a lot more orange in it. And then we get a few browns, again, all with different undertones. And then we have a few grays. And I like that we have different values of the grays. And then we get our black, and then of course a colorless blender. So I really like the variety of colors we get in here. We're gonna go ahead and try these out on paper. They are not supposed to pill the paper after laying down several layers, so we're gonna test that on. I'm gonna grab a piece of the paper that I use for markers. So I grabbed one of the markers, and first I wanna show you what the brush tip looks like. So that's what the brush side looks like. And then we have the fine liner tip, and that is what that one looks like. So now I'm just going to lay down some color, and you're supposed to be able to lay down layer after layer, and the paper is not supposed to pill at all. So that's 3 layers. 4 layers, 5 layers, and so far it's great. 6 layers, 7 layers. But let's look at the back. And this is what the back looks like. This is the hammer mill paper. It's 80-pound paper. What did I get down there? Like 6 layers or more? And I don't think there's any pilling of the paper. So what did I get down there? Like 6 layers? I think we're all good. So the next thing I wanted to try was if these will blend together. So I got a little bit of a lighter green. And you can see too, like I said when I was swatching them, that the colors on the caps are actually pretty close to what comes out of the marker. I mean, they're not exact, but they are rather close. So this one is 41, the lighter one. And then the other one is the ocean green, which is 91. So over here, again, you can see that it is pretty close to what comes out of the marker. But we're going to see if they blend. So I'm gonna start with the lighter color and the darker color. Come back with the lighter color. So that's what they look like when you try to blend them, but that's an okay job. And you could see again that I did lay down a few layers and the paper is not pilling at all. I grabbed a coloring book. This is Hula Hotties by Deborah Muller. I grabbed this one because not only is it Amazon printed using the Amazon paper, which is a thinner paper, I've also used this coloring book several times to test different things on my channel. Since I already have greens out, I figured that I can just use the colors I already had out that we were using for testing and maybe color some of these leaves up here and see if we have any pilling with the paper on this thinner paper. So first I'm going to use the brush tip to lay the color down, and I'm just gonna lay the one layer down there. I'll do another one here and then another one. Look how fast you can color a space in a coloring book when you're not using colored pencils. Markers lay the color down so quickly. So I don't see any streaking, which is nice. Let's see what happens here if I try to blend them in this book. Oh wow, look, they're actually blending in the book. Let's try that again. Put a little more color up here and around the side, and then pull it down with this other one. Oh my gosh, the color is blending. But look how they're performing on this Amazon paper. Oh, I'm gonna have so much fun with these. Look at that. Let's look at the other side of the paper. Oh, and they are going through to the other side. Okay, so on this super thin paper, you are going to have to put something behind your pages because these water-based markers are going to go through. But as you can see, I did lay quite a few layers down there. So I grabbed my all-time favorite coloring book, Johanna Basford's World of Flowers. I am going to try the markers on this image here. Y'all know how much I love coloring flowers. Let me pick some different colors though. I think I want them to be pink. We're gonna get 21 and 12. So let's see what happens here. So this is the lighter color. And they seem to be going down nicely. Let me see what happens when I try to add a little bit of another color here on top. And then try to blend it. They actually blend pretty nicely. These are super juicy markers though. But yeah, you're safe with your coloring books to add quite a few layers with these. I'm not experiencing any pilling of the paper, so they are paper friendly. If you want to use them in your Johanna Basford books, they do work well, but they are going to go through to the other side. I'm just going to hold it closer so you could see the difference between this and the Amazon paper, and I'll show you again the difference You could see how they lay down after just a couple layers on the thinner paper. You could also just do one layer and then use colored pencil over that one layer. In fact, let me go ahead and try that. Let's go ahead and lay one layer down of this lighter color, and I'm gonna let that dry. I grabbed a couple Prismacolors, and we're gonna see how they do when you lay color over the top and when they work well. So if you wanted to use these as a base, and then add some color with your colored pencil to create all the extra shadows and such, you could do that. And then you still have the real pretty, bright, vibrant color popping out there. But yeah, it works like that if you want to use it as a base in your Amazon printed books, and then use your colored pencil over it, which is typically how I've always used markers. I mean, they do blend well, but they're gonna blend better on the thicker paper or on the marker paper of your choice if you're printing out your coloring pages. So lots of different options for you. But I'm glad that I tested these out in 2 different coloring books with 2 different papers, so y'all could see the difference on how these perform. If you're interested in picking up these for yourself, they are on the Ohuhu website for only $29.99, and I feel like that's a fantastic deal because you do get this really nice case that they come in. So the case is really great quality, and you could see that the markers slide in and out very easily. To slide them out, they come right out and they go right back in. So that's really nice. And then I love how they have the flap here, and it all closes up just like this. And they do have the handle so that you can take them out with you when you want to bring your coloring out. And then the zipper is a really great quality zipper. And then your handle pops out, and you could throw them on your wrist and take them with you. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you're interested in grabbing some of these markers for yourself, I will have the link down in the description box below. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video. Happy coloring. Bye.